Hello, this is Derek from the Erotic Movie Review. For those who do not know me, I'm a critic of world erotic cinema. I believe my audience is very outward looking, they're smart, they aspire to speak more than one language. With that being said, I wanted to address the controversy of one of the most influential and talented film directors in world cinema, the one, the only Catherine Breillat. Now, when I saw Catherine was trending on Twitter, I was quite excited because I thought a new project was coming up. Then, when I saw the controversial comments that she made, I was quite sickened and thought the first thing I should be doing is making a video to denounce everything that she said. However, I thought the smartest thing to do is to listen to the podcast a couple of times, knowing how smart and objective my audience is. Now, in regards to the character assassination of Argento, I would say this is one of the things which I couldn't really condone. Being a victim of sexual assault shouldn't have nothing to do with your actual character or your integrity as a person. However, prior to talking about Asia, Catherine actually gives us a large insight to what actually happens within the film industry in regards to talented starlets. What Catherine basically says is the cream always rises to the top. If you go and look at the Hollywood A-list, those people didn't have to sleep with anybody to get where they needed to go. She also claims there are some people who are attractive enough but lack the talent or don't have that special something which try and form relationships to actually get the parts to take them where they want to go. We need to speak about this because it's not unique to the film industry. This happens everywhere. It doesn't matter if you work in a hotel or a corporation. People will sleep with other people to form relationships which further their careers. What's worse is that narratives like this are glorified in films like the 50 Shades of Grey series. Now, if we're going to talk about her comments on Metoo and the Balancetonporc movement, I would say I was quite surprised to learn that she was actually against these movements. I would thought if anybody would be for them, it would be her. I've supported these movements. I thought these movements were some of the best things we've seen in a number of years. However, I totally understand where she's coming from. She's saying that there's institutions to deal with crime. If you're sexually assaulted or raped, it's a crime. You should actually go out and report these people. These people should be locked up and made accountable by the systems in place. They shouldn't be thrown on the internet as a hashtag. I understand that. It's a lot easier to send a tweet rather than go and report it and seek justice properly. One of the other controversial things she said was that she knows of 3 high-profile directors which haven't been taken down by the Me Too movement. I think her intention was to say, why Weinstein? Well, the backlash from this has been, well, she's harboring criminals. Well, I don't like hearing about these 3 directors, but by her own admission, it's the responsibility of the people who were abused to go and report them. If we learn that Catherine had encouraged these people to go to the police, and once the police wanted witnesses and statements, but she didn't cooperate, that is a totally different thing. Now, in regards to some of her comments, I was uncomfortable with the idea that she was defending some of the serial abusers, people who are accused of doing bad things, the Woody Allens, the Weinsteins and such. She makes the argument that you have to separate the art and the artist. I understand what she was saying, however, I don't really see why she needed to actually go out there and say it. But if you think about it, there's actors and actresses who have a portfolio which are based on people who've been accused of these sorts of abuse. Do we just disregard their work because who it was for? Now, I'd like to say kudos for Murmur for bringing this podcast to the world. However, it's a little bit murky to go and find it at the moment. that they need to release it so people can actually make up their minds about what was said. I think if you're a supporter of the Metoo movement, this is an important conversation starter as well. There's a lot of things which need to be discussed which come out of this interview. From a personal note, I was very disappointed that this interview didn't focus on her art, her craft, her books, her films. There's a lot of things which are going to set a lot of people from this interview, but let's discuss them in a positive manner. See you soon.